What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams, and I'm back in here with the Ask Coach Greg Adams channel. Shout out to the Coach Gang for being here. And check out my 3 books that are pictured across the screen right here: Free Agent Lifestyle, De-Evolution, and 52 Things That All Men Should Consider Prior to Even Thinking About Marriage. The links are in the description box below. Also, click the QR code that you see on your screen. That will take you to all of my social media. I hope you guys get a chance to see me over on Twitter or on X or on Instagram. See me over on Facebook. Also, see me over on Snapchat and whatever else is on there. TikTok. All of these apps over there, all of them over there, and Discord and all of that stuff. The links are in the description box below, also for apparel and all of that stuff. We got new apparel coming out, so stay tuned. Anyway, we got a question over from Discord. The question comes from the Supreme Z. The Supreme Z. Let me get my collar right. What the hell's going on there? All right, anyway, he says the OnlyFans owner's earnings are reported in all of the mainstream medias, and if you haven't seen that, his mainstream, the owner of OnlyFans, has a crazy per month income from OnlyFans, and I think I'm going to try to put it on the screen for the editing purposes, but I think it's 100 million per month or something like that, maybe per year, but maybe 100 million per month sounds about right, because when I saw the number, I said, I wish I never met her at all. All right, I said, damn. $100 million per month. But anyway, he said, should we expect women to start suing by claiming that they were exploited by OnlyFans owners after all the money dries up? And he says, and the real consequences start happening. Should we expect that? That's a good question, and I love to tackle it, and I love the simple questions. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, let's think about this. OnlyFans started its peak. It started its rise, and it's probably at its peak now, but it started its rise around C19, the 2000s and 2021. In fact, there were some women that came out and said, hey, we ain't earning as much as we thought we were earning. And that was before the celebrity females and males started getting onto the platform. They started making a complaint that they weren't earning as much as they thought. They were going out there getting nude, and they weren't earning. In addition to that, recently, people have discovered that they can Google some of these people's names and get some of their content, their exclusive content, on Google or on Reddit. Now, I'm not telling you to do that, but that is the rumor. I haven't explored it for research purposes only. So when you think about some of those things that are happening, there is a possibility that women are they're losing income as quick as they can earn it. And this is going to keep them in a situation where they don't want to do it. Unfortunately, there's going to be a new crop of women that want to do it and get into the business. And let me just tell you, I know a lot of women that do OnlyFans. And you would think these would be desperate women and such, and these women would be broke. Some of them are broke. Some of them are doing very well. Some of them do well early on, and then they dive down. Some women are trying to get into it as they transition out of their normal jobs. They're sick of it. And you're seeing a lot of people come and go. So OnlyFans, I believe, will have a lot of women come and go because there's an easy money to be made up front. The reality is the women that do it probably have already been doing it in some form or fashion on Instagram. And all they're doing is when they begin their pages, that's what they start off with. Pretty much the same content that they would do on Instagram. Unfortunately, what they find out is their supporters probably will get tired of that content and start requesting more explicit content. This is when they know you're going to have to do some prawn on there. You're going to have to get cheeks clapped, and you're going to have to drop some neck. All right. And so what'll happen is those women will say, well, I don't want to go that far. These women will figure out that they're in a catch-22. Do they want to continue doing that type of content, or do they want to stop? Right. But when they stop, their content's still available to them, especially if people were stripping that content and they're putting it on other platforms. Now that puts women in a vulnerable situation. I'm sure OnlyFans has protected themselves and tried to insulate themselves with their terms and conditions and their agreement that their content creators make before they get on there. That, yeah, you know what I mean? This is a possibility, so you better look at that, and we remove all liability from that. Similar to the music business, the artist is so starving, they want to get out there and be famous, that they'll take a bad deal, all right? And they'll sign a bad deal, sign their life away, only to find out that they have been enslaved by that, or find out that there's some negative repercussions to it. So that is that part of it. I think just from the business end, I see potentially women coming out making claims and lawsuits 5 years, 10 years down the line, as it may be, they might hamper their future career earning potentials, their ability to go mainstream and such. So that might happen. Whether they win or not is different. But here's the deal. Lawsuits are lawsuits. You got to defend yourself against a lawsuit. So that's going to cost money. And if enough women jump on it, class action, who knows, that could cost him or whoever the creators of OnlyFans a lot of money. It could happen. And let me just tell you, judging from history, it probably will happen. Look at Playboy magazine. You've had a lot of these women come out after the fact, after Hugh Hefner died, put out a whole documentary on how bad that guy was. All right. And so whether he was bad or not is not the question. They were fully participating. They drank all the drink. They ate all the food. They snorted all the coca, and they got their cheeks clapped in the grotto. And now, after he's dead, they're coming out. So there's that. Not only that, add to this, Girls Gone Wild. You guys know the guy, Girls Gone Wild. He's been sued up the yin yang by a lot of women that claimed they were taken advantage of. All right. They never got paid. They were exploited, and so forth and so on. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. Even younger women coming out, I believe, saying that, hey, I was 17. All right. Or I was 16 and I was still in the video. So you got that going on. There's OnlyFans, probably girls that are probably minors on there. And I don't even know. I'm just saying they're probably on there. Same thing as Instagram. So if that's the case, you could possibly see that there could be some future lawsuits coming out related to these issues, because women are going to play the victim. They don't capitalize, or the party's over. They start being 30 and 40. They look back and see what they did at 18, 19, and 20, and they don't think about the long-ranging consequences. They didn't get the bag like they thought they were, or they blew the bag, or they snorted it up. Now it's time to play the victim. So that is possible, highly possible, and highly probable, based on what we've seen in the past in the behaviors of how women act like the victim when they were the volunteer. So I can see that. And I would say for you, in a situation where I believe Andrew Tate is being discussed, I think there's some OnlyFans stuff in there, right? Some TikTok OnlyFans, there's some webcam stuff. And of course, these women are saying they were victimized, they didn't know, they were trafficked, and they did it against their will. You have that. Also, you have OnlyFans managers coming up, right? A lot of people are trying to develop legitimate businesses, and they are, where they're the producer, right? All the women is the model, and the models are getting certain percentages of the money, and they have their businesses structured in a legal way. However, when you get into the idea of trafficking, okay, and you're talking about younger women, could there be a possibility of them coming out later against these managers? It's probable. It's probable. And if you look at the pornography industry, you have Mia Khalifa, and you have the other young lady, Lana Rhodes, who came out after they were a full volunteer. Then they came out and played the victim. They even get so much as said, we want our entire history erased. Okay, we want to erase it. Now, OnlyFans is going to have to figure out how to make that situation work, and whether they erase it or not, is that going to prevent people from, cataloging all of their stuff and then exposing it later? What if one of these women want to be politicians later? This has happened as well. Something similar to this would be what happened to Vanessa Williams, the former actress and singer. Well, Vanessa Williams had, as a young model, done some naked photo shoots, as most young models do. This is not out of the ordinary. However, she decided to pursue a Miss America crown, and she was crowned the first Black Miss America, although some Black people say she wasn't Black enough. However, after she won, it was revealed that she had taken some nudie photos with a photographer, just, out of curiosity, like most models do, especially in certain areas. And those model pictures were discovered that she took them way prior to the contest, to the pageant. And then later on, it cost her the pageant. She had to step down, or her crown was stripped because of something she did prior. All right. People think that these photos were taken after the crown, or no, it was prior to that. And thus, this could happen to OnlyFans girls, right? There might be somebody that comes out. She wants to go to politics. She wants to be a CEO. And during her college days, she had to do what a girl has to do. Now, that could cause some problems. What do you do then? So that's what I think about that. And of course, a lot of these girls, what did they say? Like 98% of them don't make much money. They thought they were going to make much money. They put that peace leave out there. They put them toddies out there, and everybody saw them. but she didn't get paid like she thought she was worth. What then? And of course, there's going to be a lot of victims coming out then. But nobody forced them. They're only volunteers. But anyway, if you have any other questions, hit me up on Discord or subscribe to this channel, because I think I'm going to put more videos over here and we're going to try to get it ready for 2024. All right. And we out. Peace.